everybody. Well, what I'm here talking today is I'm talking something things how the people use it, take time again. This is the second part of it. Well, or the another part, and well, the humans use the time a lot of different ways. Example, the modern times, the people are very much all the time connected to some media sources like a radio, listening in the background, or watch television, going to movies, cinemas, not perhaps as much anymore, and to be all times the internet connected to some other people. Of course, there are different friends and employer and the different working to the peoples they are around all the time. So what is this? What I'm asking, how the people having this time spent at different places, different earth times. Example, the Stone Age, some 50,000 years ago, the people prefer Agrarian culture. They were a very basic language, and they were very much out of any other human group or communities. They stayed very localized, even different nomadic, and the human total population in Earth was very small compared to modern time. Of course, there was not much information of that era. The people were very much living on the caves and natural houses. There was no towns yet founded. There was only the very basic invention, like fire using or the hunting gadget and stone tools and arrows and the different areas, but there was not example literature or there some modern culture, any kind of the modern scientific working was not yet begun. So the human were very primitive, and well, the human medium time was 24 years, 20 years after the 1 year if they will have survived. But that means that there was so many risks on those eras still. And human make a lot of mistakes. They ate some poison. If they haven't know any information, they make mistake always a lot those times. They were very much under to the nature. So when there was some nature, they couldn't know whatever, and the people were mystics. Everything happened. They just everything was something superstition and magical, and everything was something mystical. What happened? There was people gave the different reason. Even though the human was is the same in the physical like the modern things. So of course human have a little bit loose and for a while, and the hairs and all of the other things, but they're all different. However, this difference between the modern human and the archaic caveman human, it remains same. However, so the brain mass and IQ have of course increased by generation, but it's not more like the human have its evolution happening, the human genetic traits, but it's more than education and hope the human society have a forget for evil but the single individuals, and there are now much better. Humans are eating more healthier than ever, and they're getting the other things. That's what's making difference. Not it included the evolution. Evolution, however, and these huge mammals are actually quite slow compared to the small microbes. When the evolution one trait usually can dominant, it's the 10th generation in the big mammals, which are human, apes, gorillas, and perhaps some elephants and other things similar associated. But the difference between these are not that are very huge actually to compare to the except the smallest microbial. Some viruses can evolve every couple of seconds if they have some very good condition. That's making the difference between evolutionary speed millions, almost even billions times faster to this small, and that's making them very superior adjust into new condition. So the humans are and very good at control, however adjust as say it, but of course in this kind of what the difference making of however is that the humans have a created culture themselves around which are to control human itself. So it's a human produce, this culture, and this culture are to the some to work to some to human for that it's a benefit human itself. So when the caveman very much did the same basic needs, the daily basic needs that the modern humans do, like he slept the same time amount perhaps, because perhaps even a little bit more than time, because they had more physical activities they which needed more energy to get it back. So they needed to far keeping some wild animals out of their homes and caves and wherever they lived on that time. And when they needed to cook it, the fire was very important part. So they all the time went to the hunting and capturing some vegetables and anything they found to good to eat into themselves and get it. That was the time spent a lot. There was not that much time to use it as a culture, anything arts. Well, the most primitive were to some drawings and painting to the caves, but compared to modern time when we have thousands, billions different form of arts. It was probably very primitive on that time era. So what is the difference between now the modern human is out the extra time out of this work has done and the form of the modern human to understanding much more information. Those people then didn't know that much. The most important knows then what's how to survive simple to those conditions. So of course every tribes gave help to each other and they were surviving together, and the social relationships was the most important to understand the natural treats themselves to those tribes, and they know it how to really eating the good kind of things just what get to themselves, and those very basic instincts were the most to helpers and the most good for these early communities. So that the time then spent it just was the one some what is the 4/10 was sleeping those early people, and the 4/10 was catching and hunting, and so making those travel, and the rest time was some together trying to spend the 2/10 time the people capture together and to eat at those day foods, perhaps to practice something other things like some religion demand worship from the day on beliefs, and so the things was the same going to getting faster. Of course there was not much of the material to make single individuals. They didn't let frogs book, so they didn't just they over sing it and play it themselves together like the modern humans or and spend it of course, but that was the however early beginning of the change when the human began to understand it, that doing action and doing something understanding the reasoning of the around the facts and the nature how the things play and advantaging, and to just give it to advance to the next generation to giving up the knowledge telling them tales and just giving hints how to live the work. And if we took this information, of course they needed to always share the information. Of course that was one of the most elements and pivotal element and what was shared. And then it's the time just to get was along with the people just get into the farm when they just learn to basic English, and that just gave the people go to just a nomadic life when they needed, and so they called the settle cities nation, which created that's began to culture, arts, literature, and modern nations all over those people. Damn.